Hi guys, good day, it's me, Teacher MJ. Our topic for today class is we're going to derive the law of cosines. So without further ado, let's do this topic. So once again class, if this video helps, do not forget to like, share, and subscribe. Now this will be the formula class for the law of cosines. So we have a squared is equal to b squared plus c squared minus 2bc cosine A. We also have b squared is equal to a squared plus c squared minus 2ac cosine B. We also have c squared is equal to a squared plus b squared minus 2ab cosine C. Now actually class, there is a technique for you to memorize this formula easily. Once again class, later on, we're going to derive how do we get this formula. But actually class, there is a technique class on how to memorize this formula easily. Alright, so let me teach you the technique class on how to memorize this one. Example class. If you're looking for side A, therefore class B and C must be given applying the law of cosines, the formula. So we can say that A squared, you're looking for side A, right? B and C are given, so therefore we can say A squared is equal to B squared plus C squared minus 2. It's always minus 2 class, that's constant, minus 2, and then the given letters B, C, and then cosine angle A. If side A is unknown, you're looking for side A, therefore angle A must be given in the formula class. Okay, once again class, if you're looking for side B, this is the thing class that you need to remember. I still memorize this one class. If you're looking for side B, therefore, you're looking for side B, you can say that A and C are given. You have the value of A and C because you're looking for side B. Therefore, your formula, it should be B squared equals A squared plus C squared minus 2, and then the given AC cosine and then angle B. That's the thing there class that you need to remember. Another example, you're looking for side C. Therefore, we can say that A and B are given. We have the value of A and B because you're looking for side C. Using the law of cosines, therefore, the formula, it should be C squared is equal to given letters A squared plus B squared minus 2, and then the given letters AB cosine and then angle C. That's the thing there class that you need to remember. But once again class, if it's hard for you class to remember that one, if it's hard for you, go ahead class, just simply memorize that formula. For me class, it's very complicated class if you memorize that formula. There's actually a technique class. That's my technique class. I still remember this one during my college years until now. So that's my technique class. Alright, so let's proceed now in deriving the law of cosines. Alright, so let's derive now the law of cosines. Opposite of angle A, that would be side A. So this one right here, this will be side A. If this is your angle C, opposite of angle C, that would be side C. So this one right here, this will be side C. Therefore, AB is equal to side C. So once again class, this side right here, we call this one side C. So therefore, AB, line AB is equal to side C. Okay, so we label this one as side C. Now, this angle B, opposite of angle B, that would be side B. This one right here. Alright, so once again, I hope it's clear for you with that one class. Opposite of angle A, that would be side A. Opposite of angle B, that would be side B. Opposite of angle C, that would be side C. Now, what if I draw a vertical line from this angle C going to side C, in which the line class is perpendicular to line AB? What do you mean by perpendicular lines, sir? Perpendicular lines, two lines intersect to each other and it forms 90 degrees right angle. Example class, this one right here. I will draw a line from this side, okay, from this angle C going to side C, in which the lines are perpendicular. It forms 90 degrees right angle. I will label this line as H. So therefore, line H is perpendicular to line C because it forms 90 degrees angle. Once again, this line H is perpendicular to side C because when they intersect, it forms 90 degrees angle. Now, if I will label this one class, this one right here, once again class, I hope it's clear for you class. I draw a vertical line, line H, perpendicular to side AB or side C. Now, this one right here class, from this angle A, from this point class, going to this point, I will label this one as X. Let me just draw this one. From this point, going to this point, okay, from this point going to this point, this side right here class, this one right here, I will label this one as x. Therefore, from this point, from this side, this point right here, class, going to this point, it should be c minus x, right? Okay, once again, class, this side right here, class, from A to this point, I will label this one as x. Therefore, from this point to this point, it should be c minus x. Question, why is that, sir? Let me give you an example, class. If I will say, once again, class, we said it a while ago that AB is equal to side C, right? Now, if I will say, class, that C is equal to 15, just an example, class. If C is equal to 15, this one right here, class, the C is equal to 15. And then if I will say that X is equal to 5, just an example, class, if X is equal to 5, this one right here, class, is 5. Okay, this one right here, class, is 5. And C, the total, class, is 15. How will you get this side, class? How will you get this side? From this point to this point, how will you get this side? That's correct. You just simply subtract, right? C, the total, minus this side, 15, minus 5. Therefore, class, this is 10. That's why, class, we have C minus X. The total minus this side is equal to this side. Because if the total is 15 and X is equal to 5, just an example, class, if X is equal to 5, how will you get this side if the total is 15? Basic math, you just simply subtract, right? 15 minus 5, therefore, class, this should be 10. That's why, class, we have C minus X. I hope it's clear for you, class. Why do we have C minus X? Alright, I hope it's clear for you with that one, class. Now, let's draw this triangle, class. This one right here. The big triangle. This one right here, class. This one right here. Alright, let's draw that one. Alright, so this is C minus X, right? This is C minus X, and this is A, and then this is H, right? This is C minus X, this is H, this one right here, and this is A. And this is right angle, right? 90 degrees. Now, what if you're looking for this one right here, class, side A? How will you find side A? How will you find side A, class, if you have given right triangle? That's correct. You can apply the Pythagorean theorem. What's the formula, class? Pythagorean theorem. That's correct. That would be C squared is equal to A squared plus B squared. Okay, the Pythagorean theorem, that would be C squared is equal to A squared plus B squared. So C, it's always the hypotenuse. So therefore, this will be C. Because C, it's always the longest side. C is the hypotenuse. So therefore, A right here is the hypotenuse. So therefore, it should be A squared. Once again, class, C, for the Pythagorean theorem, you can always use Pythagorean theorem or Pythagorean theorem if the triangle is a right triangle. So therefore, C squared is equal to A squared plus B squared. This will be C, the longest side. This one right here is the longest side. So A squared, simply substitute. So let me just substitute this one for you not to be confused. C squared is equal to A squared. We don't have enough space, class. Let me just write it here, class. Okay, let me just write it here. So this will be C squared is equal to A squared plus B squared. So therefore, C squared, the hypotenuse, the longest side, that would be A. So this will be A squared. Do not forget squared. So we simply substitute the value of C, that would be A. So A squared is equal to the value of A. It's either this one, class, A or B. A and B are the legs. Once again, class, A and B are the legs. So either of these two, class, you can have A for H, and then you can have B for C minus X. So let's have A for H. So H, do not forget squared, plus the value of B, that would be C minus X, plus C minus X, do not forget squared. Alright, so how will you simplify this one, class? So therefore, we can say this will be A squared is equal to H squared, plus, how will you simplify this one, class? C minus X and then squared. C minus X and then squared. How would you simplify this one, class? Do you still remember this one, class? During your grade 8, you can apply the FOIL method, right? The square of binomial, C minus X squared. It doesn't mean C minus X times 2. It means C minus X multiplied by C minus X. You multiply this expression by itself twice. So this will be C times C. That would be C squared. First, outer, inner, and then last, C times C, that would be C squared. So this will be C squared. Alright, and then outer, C times negative X, that would be negative CX. Alright, and then X, negative X times C. So that would be negative CX. Once again, plus negative times positive is negative. C times X, that would be CX. So negative CX. Alright, and then last, negative x times negative x, that would be positive x squared. Okay, once again class, x times x, that would be x squared. Negative times negative is positive. Alright, we're done with FOIL. Simply combine this one. We can combine like terms, same letter and then same exponent, that would be 1. So therefore, we can combine this one. You can only combine algebraic expressions if they have the same letter and then same exponent. So same letter and then same exponent. Alright, so this will be c squared. Okay, I hope you see this one class. So this will be c squared, then negative, negative. Understood that there's 1 here. Do not forget class, understood that there's 1 here. So that would be negative 2, and then cx, copy. Simply copy class. Example class, x plus x, that would be 2x. So add 1, 1 plus 1 is 2, simply copy x. So negative 1 minus 1, same sign. Simply copy the sign, simply add the numbers. 1 plus 1, that would be 2, simply copy the sign. Same sign, simply copy the sign, simply add the numbers. 1 plus 1 is 2, simply copy the literal expression. Simply copy this one, cx. Okay, so that would be negative 2cx and then plus x squared. Okay, so therefore, when we simplify this one, this will be plus c squared minus 2cx plus x squared. Alright, and this will be our first equation. So we have a squared is equal to h squared plus c squared minus 2cx plus x squared. Alright, let's do that. Alright, so let me just erase this one. You pause the video class. I'll be erasing this part. I find the value of this one. Okay, we find the value of this one. So we're done with this one. So you pause the video class. I'll be erasing this part because we don't have enough space class. I do apologize for that one. So once again, our first equation. So we have a squared. Let me just write it in black. We have a squared is equal to h squared plus c squared minus 2cx plus x squared. Once again class, we find the value of this side. That would be our first equation. So this one right here. Alright, now, another equation class. Let's have another equation for us to derive that formula. Now, what if you find the value of b? This one right here class. Find the value of this side. Let me just draw the triangle class for you not to be confused. Alright, let me draw that triangle. So we have this one. This is x, right? This triangle right here class. This is x. So this will be x, this is h, and then this is b. Now, how do you find the value of b? We have right triangle, right? That's correct. We can still find the value of b using the Pythagorean theorem, using this formula. So, let's find that. Alright, let's do it. Alright, so once again, class, this is the triangle. We have b, side b, h, and then x. So, therefore, this is the hypotenuse, right? The longest side is the hypotenuse. C is the hypotenuse in the Pythagorean theorem. Once again, in the Pythagorean theorem, c, it's always the longest side. So c squared is equal to a squared plus b squared. Alright, so c is always the longest side. So therefore, c will be b. So this is b. Alright, so this is b. So b, and then do not forget squared is equal to a. It could be h or it could be x. It's up to you, class. Which do you prefer? So let's have this one. A will be h. So h. And then copy squared plus our value of b, that would be x, and then copy squared. So therefore, it should be b squared is equal to h squared plus x squared. Alright, so this will be our second equation. So we have b squared is equal to h squared. Okay, once again, plus b squared is equal to h squared plus x squared. H squared plus x squared. Alright, let's do that. Now, question class. What if we find the value of h squared in this given equation? How would you find the value of h? Okay, what's in this? What if you find the value of h squared in this given equation? How would you find the value of h squared? So let me just write that one. B squared is equal to h squared plus x squared. Now, if you want to get the value of h squared, this one right here, class, you want to get the value of this one. How would you find that value? That's correct. Simply transpose x squared from right to left. Okay, simply transpose x squared from right to left. Once again, class, simply transpose x squared from right to left. Or you can subtract both sides by negative x squared. You can do this one, class, subtract both sides by negative x squared minus squared plus x squared minus x squared. Because you can just simply cancel this out and the remaining expression will be only h squared. So therefore, b squared minus x squared is equal to h squared. h squared is equal to b squared minus x squared. This is just the same class. Once again, class, this is just the same class. We call this one class symmetric property. X equals 3 is just the same with 3 equals x. This is just the same class. Do not be confused, class. This is just the same. We call that one class symmetric property. Once again, you want to get the value of h. Therefore, we just simply transpose x squared from right to left. Therefore, this will be b squared minus x squared is equal to h squared, right? Okay, once again, b squared minus x squared is equal to h squared, or we can write that one h squared is equal to b squared minus x squared. This is just the same class. Therefore, this one right here, the equation right here, we can write this one, or this is just the same with h squared is equal to b squared minus x squared. Once again, class, this one right here, this expression, this one right here, class, is just the same with this one. To get the value of h squared, we simply transpose x squared from right to left. So that would be b squared minus x squared. Alright, we're almost done, class. Almost done, class. Simply substitute this value in this given expression is equal to h squared plus c squared minus 2cx plus x squared. So this will be a squared equals, simply substitute the value of h squared. This one right here, class, the value of h squared. This one, class, simply substitute. That would be b squared minus x squared. So this will be a squared is equal to the value of h squared. That would be b squared minus x squared. Once again, class, simply substitute the value of h squared. That would be b squared minus x squared. So b squared minus x squared, copy this one, plus c squared minus 2cx plus x squared. And then arrange the formula because we can combine this one, x squared, negative x squared plus x squared. You can just simply cancel that out. So simply arrange, so we can have a squared is equal to b squared plus c squared minus 2cx and then plus x squared, and then we have negative x squared. And then simply cancel that out. Cancel that out. So this will be a squared is equal to b squared plus c squared minus 2cx. Almost done, class. Almost done, class. Just simply find the value of cosine A. Now, how will you find the value of cosine A? Alright, let's do that. Let's draw another triangle. Almost done, class. Almost done. Alright, let's draw this triangle. We're finding cosine A. Alright, let's draw this triangle. So, this will be A, right? This is angle A. And then this is X, right? A while ago, this is X. This is H. This will be B. Alright, once again, class, I hope you're not confused, class. This triangle right here, class, this is angle C. Angle A, angle C, and then this point right here. And this is H, right? H and then B. Now, what if you're looking for cosine A? How will you find cosine A, class? Cosine angle A. How will you find cosine angle A? Now, to find cosine angle A, this is right triangle, right? Remember the SOHCAHTOA, class. SOHCAHTOA. What would be the value, class, of cosine? Ka. That's correct. Cosine, that would be adjacent over hypotenuse. Adjacent over hypotenuse. Okay, adjacent over hypotenuse. Now, this is your reference angle. This one right here, reference angle. Opposite of this angle is what we call the opposite. This is the opposite. Therefore, this is the hypotenuse, right? The longest side, this will be the adjacent. Once again, class, if you're looking for cosine A, opposite of this angle, that will be the opposite side. This one right here, opposite. This is the hypotenuse, the longest side. This will be the adjacent. Therefore, cosine A is equal to A over H, adjacent over hypotenuse. Cosine A, the adjacent is X. Once again, class, this is the adjacent, right? The adjacent side is X. And then the hypotenuse is B. Once again, class, the hypotenuse is B, the longest side. Okay, the longest side is B. So, X over B. And then simply cross multiply. For us to find the value of X, simply cross multiply this one. Cross multiply. So, therefore, this will be, understood that there's one here, right? Cosine A times B, that would be cosine A and then B. Or we can write B, cosine A. This is just the same, class. Cosine B, cosine A. It's just the same with cosine angle A and then B. But we can write this one B cosine A. This is just, once again, class, this is just the same, class. But we can write this one B and then cosine angle A is equal to X. So therefore, class, the value of X is equal to cosine angle A and then B, or x is equal to B cosine angle A. Alright, so therefore, the value of x, that would be B cosine angle A. Alright, let's do that. So simply substitute class the value of x. Once again class, the value of x, this one right here class, the value of x, that would be B cosine A. So this will be A squared is equal to B squared plus C squared minus 2, copy C, and then the value of x class, once again this, the value of x, that would be B cosine angle A. So multiplied, once again, if you have cx, it means multiplication. If the variables are close to each other, cx, it's just the same with c. Therefore, we need to multiply this one, the value of x, b cosine and then angle A. So this will be a squared is equal to b squared plus c squared minus 2c, okay, 2c times b cosine A. So c times b, that would be bc. So that would be 2, simply copy 2. And then c times b, that would be bc, and then simply copy cosine angle A. And that's it, class. We're all set. That's how you derive the formula, class. That's it, class. All set. Quite complicated, right? So we need to explain that one, class, is step by step. And that would be the derivation, class, with regards to the formula of cosine law. And of course, for b squared, simply copy this one. We said it a while ago. For b squared, the formula, that would be b squared is equal to, given sides, a squared plus c squared minus 2 ac cosine and then angle B. That's the technique right there. And then for c squared, so that would be c squared is equal to, given sides, it should be b squared, a squared plus b squared, or b squared plus a squared. That's the same, class. So we have a squared. Let's have a squared plus b squared minus, given two sides, 2 AB and then cosine angle C. That's it, class. That's how you derive that one, class, the formula. Alright, so once again, class, I hope you learned something new today. If you like this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. You share it to your friends and to your classmates so that we can help more students. Once again, this is Teacher MJ. Have a great day, class. Goodbye for now. Bye-bye.